I'm actually going to go to something we had sort of talked about, or at least identified, which is data talent. So we've heard from several CDOs globally that the number one issue, and definitely it's a common theme, is that developing data talent. And I see that the Commonwealth of Virginia has initiated two programs. One, the Commonwealth Data Internship Program in 2014, which has been going for 7 years now. And recently in 2019, the Rural IT Apprentice Program. Can we ask, how has that been going, and what's the impact that you've seen so far of those programs to provide data knowledge and data training to the people outside, to the constituents? How's that been going?
I think it's been great. I think there's still room to grow. I started in this mission as a one-man shop, and it wasn't until recently that I was able to onboard additional help to help facilitate that. So in order for me to get a lot of things done, I relied a lot on students, and I brought in students from the Commonwealth Data Internship Program, and that inspired the Rural IT Apprenticeship Program to start building up a cadre of student talent. And I say student talent, but when you're an apprentice, you could have already graduated high school, gone off to a career, and want to go back and do something in IT that you don't, in a rural community, that you don't necessarily have access to. So, you're an apprentice now, which may not be correlated directly as being a student, because when we think of students, we think of young people either in early college or high school or whatever. But essentially, it's being able to leverage that talent to do a lot of work that we need to do. And so I definitely had, over the past 2 summers, students working with me doing graph databases. One was doing project management and developing out capabilities in Jira. So there's a lot of capabilities that I've been able to acquire through bringing on these students, but at the same time, they've been able to get a lot of experience, not just professional experience doing something in the field, but also working with people that are in different positions, learning about how to manage people, how to deal with people, how to collaborate. Those things that I just talked about 2 seconds ago, that's the critical type of experience, in addition to the technical, obviously, that they're learning, because I don't hide them away in a closet and keep them, those are students, don't want to talk to them. I bring them out to the forefront. They meet the governor, they meet secretaries, they meet other executive leaders from different agencies, so they can start getting a feel for what it is to be working with a wide variety of different stakeholders at different levels of the organization. So I think that has been fantastic. But in addition to that, I think one of the key benefits of these programs is that our agencies don't have the ability to hire and retain data talent, right? Once they get enough capabilities, usually those individuals go off to the private sector and make quite a bit more money. And it's just the way things are, right? So our agencies, because they also have that problem, we're able to play matchmaking service in identifying talent in different academic institutions that can help provide some of those skill sets, right? Whether we're talking about data analytics or machine learning or just visualization and basic business intelligence, right? Being able to bring those students together with those agencies that, the agencies have the data and the problems, the students have the skills and the tools, we bring them together, and then we're able to provide a lot of value for our agencies. And at the same time, we end up creating a data talent conveyor belt, if you will, where we're constantly producing, our academic institutions are constantly producing high quality, resources for us to be able to leverage. And so the idea is, over the course of time, we pull them when we need them, we utilize them, give them experience, but leverage what the products that they're creating, and then send them out to the real world, and then pull the next one off of the belt, right? And then it becomes a reproducible, ongoing system that we can leverage instead of just a one-time, deal.
It's interesting. I was talking to CDO Don in Uruguay, and they were saying that they have a problem with talent. And I think what you've just hit upon is a repeatable process for developing talent from the universities, providing the universities are providing that right type of education. So there needs to be a communication, need to be a bidirectional communication of this is what we need. But it's also, and I'm going to come back to something I was reading recently. A lot of, there was a recent study done in IT jobs and technical jobs, and they were finding that the top two most important skills were writing and communication, which are key to people skills. And so the more that you can develop that, the better it'll be. So if I can ask you on the data talent side, that you've been looking at, what specifically are you looking for from individuals? I think you really mentioned, but I just want to make sure I covered. You're looking for people that have a partial technology, but more importantly, you want to have people that got communication skills, people skills. Is that what you're looking for? Or is that what you're hoping to provide them through the training?
Well, I mean, to be perfectly honest, really what I look for is curiosity and initiative. If you have curiosity, that you're interested in things and you're willing to take the initiative to learn more about them and become better at them, then you can do anything.
Right.
We can train you to do whatever it is we need you to do, but if you have to be curious and you have to have that initiative to want to learn. And then beyond that, so, and I think when we talk about a lot of these programs, and just to go back a little bit to the data talent, I work with different research faculty and professors at different academic institutions, and I give talks in their respective classes, and I even give them class projects to work with, and I try to do everything I can to inspire and support our academics to be able to translate some of the real world needs that we have to their students, whether they're doing a class project or a capstone project or individual projects or what have you, even participating in a visiting lecture, and giving them, some background about, what we're doing for a particular project, what they're able to see in the front end, but what we're doing in the back end to make it reality. And, as long as it's aligned with what they're learning. So it really takes effort on our part too,
Mm-hmm.
right? To go out into the community and engage. I mean, I've done, road shows where I visited academic institutions across the entire Commonwealth. I've also done road shows where I visited localities across the Commonwealth. So, you don't just expect people to come to you. You have to go to where people are and take that initiative to meet them wherever they may be.
I understand from your past, you were a past lecturer as well.
That's right. That's right. I did have some time in academia when I was at the University of Miami Rosenstiel School for Marine and Atmospheric Science, and I also taught at Barry University and at a local high school down in Miami-Dade. So yeah, there's some teaching back there somewhere.
Well, definitely, I'm sure that it helps when you actually go out and talk to these students and professors, things like that. You can bring that experience.